Hey guys, you're gonna have to bear with me here because I accidentally deleted the video for the uploading of these Impact Wrestling review where it pertains to the January edition results. So I'm just gonna skim through this again and not gonna give much details of it, just gonna mention it. Okay? So starting off with January 6, 2022, the Golden Show edition for Hard to Kill pay-per-view. Lady Frost, Chelsea Green, Tasha Steelz with Savannah Evans at ringside, defeated the digital media champion Jordan Grace, Rachel Ellering, and Rosemary with Havoc at ringside. And I should mention this too, by the way. I don't remember if at this point Matt Striker was gone for Impact Wrestling, but Matt Striker has been replaced by Tom Hannifin, who is the former Tom Phillips. Now he's all alongside with D'Lo Brown. So there you go. Jonah defeats Jake something. Josh Osborne comes out, only get taken out by Jonah through a table with a tsunami splash. Mickie James, basically Mickie James will defend her title against Deonna Purrazzo. Masha Somervish defeated Sandra Morn, basically to showcase Somervish, Masha Somervish. Steve Macklin talks about Gail Kim, and Gail Kim basically pertains to making a mistake for granting Trey Miguel's wish, and made a stipulation where if Steve Macklin loses, he cannot go after the title, the Exorcism title, as long as Trey Miguel's still the champ. Gia Miller interviews Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green, pertains to what happened with Chelsea Green after Moose, the whole Moose debacle. Deonna Purrazzo with Matt Ferrero defeated Michelle Martinez. Mickie James comes out for the save after that, but pertains to no contact clause thing. They can't do anything about it until they get the Hard to Kill for their Texas Death Match. The Inspiration, they did their first show called All About I, or in this case, both of them saying I. Then the Influence came out to interrupt, and that was basically it. Ace Austin and MMA Fulton defeated John Stringer and Hernandez. After the match, Hernandez was taken out by Ace Austin and MMA Fulton, and John Stringer just walked away, abandoned him, and this is basically their way to for Hernandez to leave, because Hernandez is gone for Impact Wrestling. W. Morrissey claims that he will be the Impact World Champion, and then we get to the main event, the Impact Tag Team Champions, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows with Fine by Design, by Design, I should say. Eric Young, George Ring, and Diener versus Heath Slater, with Heath, who's with Rhino, who's teamed up with Eddie Edwards, Willie Mack, and Rich Swann, with a winner against the advantage of their Hardcore War match at Hard to Kill, with the heels going over, and then we get a brawl erupt after the match too. So, and that was the show for January 6, 2022. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for a good go-home show, convincing me to watch the show. And that will do it for this edition of it. Now for some short quick and short results for Impact Hard to Kill pay-per-view 2022. Versus January 8th, 2022. Yeah, the dark match with Havoc defeating Savannah Evans, 4 minutes and 37 seconds. We had 2 pre-show matches. One was Jake Something defeating Matt Fulton in 5 minutes and 25 seconds, and then Mike Bailey defeating Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Laredo Kid in 8 minutes and 10 seconds. And then we get to the main show, Tasha Steelz versus Alicia Edwards versus Chelsea Green versus Jordan Grace versus Lady Frost versus Rosemary, and the first ever Knockouts Ultimate X match, where the winner gets to face the Impact Knockouts World Champion in the future. In 9 minutes it lasted, and Tasha Steelz won. Trey Miguel defends Impact World his Impact X Division Championship title, I should say, and he defeated Steve Macklin for the first time by pinfall. 2 minutes and 50 seconds, where since Steve Macklin lost, he could roll over challenge for the title as long as Trey Miguel is still the champion. A pure rules match for the Ring of Honor World Championship title match. Jonathan Gresham, the champion, defeating Chris Sabin in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Josh Alexander versus Jonah. Josh Alexander beats Jonah in 10 minutes and 5 seconds. Eddie Edwards, Rich Swann, William Mack, Heath, and Rhino defeated the Good Brothers of Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Brian by Design of Eric Young, Diener, and Joe Doring in a 10-minute hardcore war match, 23 minutes and 25 seconds. Moose defends Impact World Championship title match in a 3-way match against Matt Cardona and W. Morrissey. In 16 minutes it lasted, with Moose retaining, pinning Matt Cardona. And finally, the main event was the Texas Death Match for the Impact Knockouts World Championship title, where Matthew Rainbow cannot interfere, because if he does, not only John Russell will be disqualified, but Matthew Rainbow will be fired from Impact Wrestling. 19 minutes, I should say, and 19 minutes and 40 seconds it lasted, with Mickie James beating Deon Prazo and still the Knockouts champion. And those were the quick results for Hard to Kill. If you want to see the full result of it, you'll find that video on my channel there, where it says to Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill 2022. And that'll do it for this short results of short details of it, of Hard to Kill for it. Now let's move on to January 13th, 2022 edition. Sorry. Which is the fallout of Hard to Kill. W. Morrissey storms out, trying to look for Moose, but Moose wasn't there. I can't remember if Moose was there or not, but basically, it's going to lead to a match for No Surrender between the two. The Ring of Honor guys invaded the show. Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, Vincent, and PCO. Confirmed D'Lo Brown on commentary. Tom Hannafin was intimidated with all this. D'Lo Brown had enough, but then they took him out. So we had a few people commentating on the show. I think Trey Miguel may have commentated, Mickie James have commentated, and then Matthew Rainbow as a commentating. And he has been a permanent commentator for Impact Wrestling with Tom Hannafin. But yeah, Chris Bay versus Laredo Kid, with Laredo Kid winning. The Impact guys that were attacked by Ring of Honor invaders were split up to try to find them. Brian Myers returns to confront the Rain Trees about the performance, which has not been good. Speedball Mike Bailey defeats Jake Something in the match I thought was pretty good. Vampa Design confronts the Impact World Tag Team Champions, which is the business arrangement, and they beat up Heath and Rhino, who were laid out by Arnold Moore. By the Ring of Honor guys. I should know at this point they're called Arnold Moore, but sorry about that. Again, the original one was deleted by my end, and I apologize for that. Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green were interviewed by Gia Miller about their loss from Hard to Kill. Master Summerfish defeated Vert Vixen to again showcase Master Summerfish. Josh Alexander comes out and he gets interrupted by Charlie Haas, and it'll lead to a match between those two on the next one, which I will talk about. Mickie James warns Roxy, the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, against the arena's champion, Deon Prazo, for the main event match later on, which we'll get to. Moose defeated Ziki Dice with his title on the line, and Mercy came out and confronted him, and there you go. And by the way, Moose was in the suit, by the way. So basically, yeah. easy win for Moose. Raja Singh. Jonah defeated Raja Singh in the match. The Influence prepared to challenge the Inspiration for Knockouts titles, but they got confronted by Decay. And Eros was taken out, just like Heat from Ronaldo did. Got taken out as well. Gia Miller interviews the Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham. Owen got dropped by Steve Macklin, which will lead to a match. Then we get to the main event. The Reign of the Regular Champion, Deon Brosel, defeated Women's World Champion for Ring of Honor, Roxy. In the match, I thought it was pretty good. After the match, Deon Brosel gets confronted by these group of invaders from Ring of Honor, only for Matt Faber to come in to get to be beaten down for and then we get the rest of the Impact people coming out, and then they retreated. Actually, I don't remember if they came out or not. Oh, actually, Rich Swann and Will Mac do it, and then they got taken out. So, but that'll do it for that show from January 13th, 2022. I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. Then we get to January 20th, 2022 edition. Matthew Rabel and Tom Hennepin are commentators permanently for Impact Wrestling. Tasha Steelz with Savannah Evans defeated Chelsea Green. This was a match that was made from the last review, which I didn't mention, but I just thought I should bring it up. Mickie James was on commentary though, and then Tasha Steelz cuts a promo to Mickie James, which in a way it irritated her because she mentioned Tasha Steelz mentioned Mickie James' family. Matt Cardona gets interviewed by Gia Miller. Gia Miller is wondering what's next for Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona says he wants to go after the Digital Media Championship title against Jordan Grace. The Influence, Keely Ashwood and Madison Rain, they defeated Havoc and Rosemary. Well, the thing is, Rosemary was taken out because she got injured, so it was Havoc in the handicap match. So the Inspiration, the Influence won, I meant to say, and then the Inspiration came out to steal the spotlight. Speaking of the spotlight, the quintessential diva is coming to Impact Wrestling, who's going to have the spotlight all over her. Ace Austin confronts Mike Bailey, wants to be friends with him, so you'll find out more of it. Learning Tree, VSK, and Ziggy Dice with Brian Myers versus Dwayne Morrissey in the handicap match, and Dwayne Morrissey wins. Moose is not there tonight, and Dwayne Morrissey is upset that he's not there tonight. So we got on these invaders from Ring of Honor watching the match of Jonathan Gresham versus Steve Macklin for the Ring of Honor World Championship title match. I meant to say in the Pure Rules match, they were allowed to watch the match, but then they were told to leave after the match is over. And you have Ian Riccaboni, Ian Riccaboni, who was the Ring of Honor's commentators, who was there to commentate this whole thing. Steve Macklin loses against Jonathan Gresham. And then, the guys from Ring of Honor, they left. Impact World Tag Team Champions Doc Gallows and Joe Doring team up against Heath and Rhino, and they beat them. Charlie Haas versus Josh Alexander in a good match with Josh Alexander winning. After they show sportsmanship to each other, then we got the Ring of Honor guys coming back to attack them, and then William Mack, Heath, Rhino, and the Edwards, Chris Sabin came out for the save. Oh yeah, Rich Swann too. And that was it. And then Rick Canellas on the balcony with the rest of the Ring of Honor people, they said that there's no more honor after Ring of Honor went the highest, and now they're honor no more. So there you go. And that was the show for January 20th, 2022. I'm gonna give the show 8.5 out of 10. And finally, for the January edition to end this, January 27th, 2022, rotates to build up for No Surrender. Chris Bay versus Jake Something, with Jake Something winning. The Honor No More shows up, and they try to cause chaos. Scott D'Amore makes a match between the Team Impact versus Honor No More, and that will be for No Surrender. Tenille Dashwood was unable to compete, so in this Knockouts Tag Team title match, it's still going to be the Influence versus the Inspiration, but this time with Caleb being in the match. So the Knockouts Tag Team titles were on the line, and the Knockouts Tag Team champions, the Inspiration won, as they should. The quintessential diva as to be revealed as Josiah Shaw, who used to be in Women of Wrestling and other indies feds as well. Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers and Robert Design agreed to form an alliance against Bullet Club. Mickie James introduced Gail Kim, introduces the Knockouts champion Mickie James before she goes into the Royal Rumble and all that. Steve Macklin interviews Gia Miller, returns to the Ring of Honor World Champion Jonathan Gresham, and basically Jonathan Gresham said, "We'll confront him, because he was complaining, that about the Pure Rules match. So next time it's gonna be no Pure Rules match. It's just gonna be a regular match for the title." Jordan Grace accepts the challenge of Matt Cardona, with Gia Miller interviews Jordan Grace. So there you go. The Learning Tree, VSK, Zicky Dice, and 6 others versus Dory Morrissey in the 8-on-1 handicap match. Dory Morrissey wins. Dory Morrissey wants to find Moose, but Moose wasn't there. I think this is where he was in the hotel, wherever. Oh no, I'm sorry. He was there. Okay, it was in a way Moose sets him up in a way. So, because Brian Myers got involved too, by the way. Rajan Singh talks about a newcomer from Punjab to come to Impact Wrestling. So, and you'll know what I talk about when it takes the February editions. Johnny Swinger lost to Jonah, as he should have. The King comes out to confront Jonah. Basically, it's going to lead to something, obviously. PCO from Honor No More went up against Chris Sabin from Team Impact. Good match with PCO winning. After the match, more assaults came about, and then Honor No More went away after that, and that was the show. There you go. For my overall for the show from January 27th, I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10, and there you go, folks. And that being said, I'm all caught for that one for the January edition. I apologize again. I delayed by mistakes, so this is my way to repay y'all. So that being said, thank you for watching. For the artist from the Nasty Natural Born Thriller, as I say, peace on streets to all you. Be well, stay safe, and take care.